No riding.
Fingered the suspect.
Iris.
I'd pay to see that. You mean me and Porter, don't you?
Don't bring Porter. Don't bring Makoto into this. Durr. We already covered that. Thanks for reminding everyone, though. I am sensing a certain animosity between you two.
No shit, really? No, you think?
Well, we've gotten some very interesting information out of the defense, no less. His own statement seems to be supporting the prosecution. Is it possible anything has been left out? What Wright has said reflects the evidence and other witnesses' statements very well. Under most circumstances, I would not have permitted the defending attorney to testify. But there is no reason to doubt him. He is telling the truth. Or at least he believes he is.
You manipulative... That was a dirty trick. You weren't gonna let the trial progress until you squeezed everything out of me.
No. Oh. Maybe you shouldn't have spoken.
It wouldn't have mattered. He would have jumped all over me if I'd held anything back.
Better wording.
This has been a case of bad wording so far.
Squeeze everything out of me. Pin all over me.
Fingering the suspect. He probably knows more about what's going on than I do. What else does he have planned for me?
He shot Maya.
He's thought everything out, which makes me question just what he's doing. I know there are inconsistencies with this case. He has to have found them too. Nothing's gonna be clear with him, I know that much.
With the testimony must also come evidence. I present to you this rifle found at the scene. It is believed to be the weapon. The suspect's fingerprints are on it. The court accepts it. Now...
We already had it in the court record.
Now, Mr. Waters, I'd like for you to add this to your testimony.
Add this gun to your testimony.
Oh,
What?
the gun now. He picks it. This is so sweet. Oh, fuck. It will solidify her guilt.
All of a sudden, it shows a close-up on the judge, and it's that slow-mo frame again. Waters, it was you the whole time.
He's an expert shot. Oh my god. Right on it. The defense will continue the cross-examination.
You are not the judge.
I have taken complete control. I have no doubt this new information will prove enlightening. Did he just give you a hint?
I think he did.
What?
What exactly is he doing? Okay, back here.
Victim
No
and
transition.
yeah. First few shots missed, scattered, hit inside with shot coming through the window.
And
Two
all of a
people
sudden, it's just a picture of a gun.
Her fingerprints were on the gun, so that basically proves it.
Just because her fingerprints are there doesn't mean she did it.
She did it. Oh, come on! Who else could it have been? She was holding the gun, man. It ain't complicated.
Edgeworth.
It's gonna be that, isn't it? Someone fucking tosses her the rifle and she manages to catch it, no problem.
Well, no, she said she picked up the gun because she was looking at it.
That's the first thing you should do. It isn't complicated. Yeah, right.
Because he said
As he said, this doesn't leave much to be inferred.
to be interfered.
Holding a gun during a shooting leads to a very simple conclusion. Miss Iris didn't shoot anyone, especially not Mystic Maya.
I don't believe she did. At least I don't want to.
Don't start doubting her. You know she's not a bad
I
person.
just said I don't believe she... What the fuck?
You have to find the contradiction here. Do it, Nick. Just keep checking and I'm sure you'll find something. Stop being a Debbie Downer, Nick.
Did you just call me Dick? No, he's in the hospital with a concussion still.
Oh god, that would suck. It's been how long?
Okay, so it's gonna be this, but what do we present?
We present bikini. Fingerprints were on the gun, so that basically... Okay.
Look at the evidence. Look at the gun.
Gun.
Her hands aren't somewhere like to pull the trigger. Her hands aren't on the trigger. Her hands are on the back and on the front. Look at how she's holding it.
You're right. You're right.
So present it there. It's the way that her fingerprints are on the gun.
Yes, I like it.
That's what
So
I was
does the
thinking from
game.
start. I've noticed something. The fact that she had any prints on the gun and the fact that she had any prints on the gun at all is very telling. What? She wasn't wearing any gloves. What?
Yeah, well, big surprise there.
Wait a bit and you'll see where I'm leading. What? Waters, if you were gonna shoot that gun at somebody, how would you do it?
I would aim and shoot. Objection. Right, Bob.
What?
Right? Answer the question, you fucking dipshit. Well, you've got the sight and scope and whatever. You'd probably just set up somewhere with a good view. And then when the target comes along, you just kind of point the thing and...
Pull the trigger, right? It's true, her fingerprints are on the gun. But not on the one place that actually matters, the trigger.
Why, you're right. There's nothing there at all.
Iris wasn't wearing gloves. If she was really the one shooting at us, she would have left fingerprints on the gun's trigger.
Does the prosecution have an explanation? Yes, in fact. I'm shocked the defense thought I would overlook this. She wiped them off. But why then would she leave the others? Fuck, why? Don't do this, Obadiah. Don't make us play this game.
Looks like we're gonna have to.
There's still a whole lot left everywhere else, though. Yes, she removed them from the place that would convict her. There was no time to wipe everything. Convenient.
Your argument is flimsy, and you know I'm looking at it very small. My brother sent me a message. Your argument is flimsy, and you know it. Is that what he said?
Was it related to the fire cock?
No. That would defeat the whole point of wiping them off in the first place. Her prints were still on it. It should have been all or nothing. And
Should.
all.
Should
There's
have.
nowhere left to fall when you reach the...
Phoenix,
Yes, I
how many
was singing
times?
O-Town.
How many times do I have to tell you to stop singing in the courtroom?
But
Should
O-Town was a gem.
Should have won't carry a case far. There are traces of other prints in the trigger area, though they are smudged. Somebody held the gun to fire it, and there's only one likely suspect. Explain me that.
There were prints on the trigger? No shit?
This, among several other things, point to her and her alone. Here are the facts.
And there's that magical piece of paper again.
1. Her prints were on the gun. 2. Multiple people saw her with it. And finally 3. Her collarbone is shattered. Collarbone? Why should that matter? I know her arm is shattered, but her collarbone?
All I saw was her arm was in a sling.
That's what I'm like. What? Obadiah?
If anything, that should have popped her shoulder out of socket, not freaking broke her collarbone.
She's very flimsy. She is made of glass. Rifles this
That's the
large.
case she should have shattered when she fell from the freaking balcony.
It's a situational glass. Rifles this large are not easy to fire safely.
made of
The
fucking
kickback.
plexiglass.
The kickback is simply too strong if you are not prepared for it. Inexperienced shooters with weapons like that are just as liable to hurt themselves. And that is precisely what happened to Sister Iris. Why are you
Why were
speaking
you so
slowly?
slowly? Why were you so slowly?
Well, these do seem to point to her.
He's bringing 3 points against us. The witnesses saw her, but we already knew that. Her fingerprints were on the gun, that much is clear. And last, her shoulder injury.
Which is new.
I should press one of these. Which should it be?
I'm going to go with the injury.
Yeah, because she told us she fell down. What exactly was her shoulder injury like? Was it consistent with what you'd expect from a rifle's kickback?
Oh, hey, you ellipses, you're lying. There are certain divergences. Admittedly, it is a bit extensive.
Extensive? How so?
The entire area is covered with bruising. The pain caused her to pass out.
But we saw her. We saw her with the rifle, not passed out.
Yeah.
Would that much be normal?
It is more severe than I would typically expect.
And you were withholding this information?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're not sure.
I am certain of everything I have seen. She was seen with a weapon, she shot it, and was hurt in the process. If you have a better explanation, then tell us.
Iris told me she was pushed off. Off of what? Somebody struck her from behind.
Then name her mystery attacker, right here, right now.
I don't really have any suspects at the moment.
Porter. Can you even prove she was pushed?
I don't think so. Acolyte robes aren't made of the right material to leave an impression. Not like those cowboy leather things. Leather vests. Where was she when the police found her?
She was still in the main yard. By then, she dragged herself to one of the walls and was nursing her injury.
Dang it! That doesn't contradict anything either. Isn't there anything I can do here?
Oh, there may be a few uncertainties, but the case is still very straightforward. But, Judge, you know how right works.
Eh.
All these uncertainties are how he wins. Mr. Waters, you are no longer needed. You are dismissed. Yeah, boss.
Good riddance.
Up yours. Cracks his knuckles. Fuck you, right? Our next witness was the second to see the suspect. Oh no.
Yo,
Step forward.
step forward, right?
Witness, we are ready for you.
Is it safe yet?
One man has already testified nothing went wrong. You'll be fine. He's a spooky ghost. Ma'am, please state your name and occupation. Your real name.
No. Looks like my purple spot.
That's your only concern right now. Of course I did. You are perfectly safe here.
You took my purple spot.
Is it your security blanket? Yes, I did. Name and occupation.
Gladys Porter. Gladys. How old is she supposed to be again?
Well, we can check, can't we? 29. Bullshit.
She looks 15.
You were one of the two people to identify the suspect.
What the son? No mistaken what?
Stop covering your mouth.
She was pointing the gun at me.
What?
Iris was...
That's right. Still
That's not true.
well, maybe it wasn't 100% directly that, no. But she was in a position where she could have in any second.
This is gonna be a long trial.
Oh, shoot me now, Iris. Witness, in the future, please don't embellish anything. I'll throw you in jail.
Please.
We only need to work here.
We only
What
need to wear
actually-
what actually happened.
That is correct. Where? What was she really doing with the gun?
She was just holding it, but then she did it.
Indeed, it's suspicious. Miss Porter's words confirm what we've already heard. I am sure her testimony will reveal the truth. Bullshit. Ma'am, if you wouldn't mind.
Wouldn't mind.
I was going to say, if you don't, get the fuck out of here.
She wouldn't tell me much yesterday. What did she see? Did we see the same thing? There's only one way to get to the bottom of this.
It's hard telling what she sees.
Ow, I almost died.
Well, I showed up and instantly bullets went whizzing everywhere. After the last shot, I looked up and saw. She was holding the gun. Of course it was her.
May as well address the elephant in the room. You do know nobody was trying to kill you, right? The laser was pointed at Maya the whole time.
But missed.
That's some pretty awful aim. Is there even any reason to think they were targeting you?
Let a baby in here. You took my pepper spray. I don't support her claim, but my guess is she's worried about the recording bugs we found.
How many did you find? I found one. Found one too?
No, we found 17.
Jesus Christ. No comment.
She's very well prepared. Witness, this is an invasion of privacy. Whatever were you doing it for? Irrelevant, what? As you'll recall, she is not the suspect. Her actions will be treated separately. For now, please focus on the crimes of the accused.
Was it irrelevant? Court has been very hush-hush about everything. I don't know what this crazy woman was up to, but she's far too shifty.
Every time Obadiah says something's irrelevant, it's relevant.
She was even hiding her true identity. She's a fake clan spirit medium. She's still got a few more secrets she's not letting on. There are a few really obvious contradictions here. I don't think pressing those will get me anywhere. I need to find a problem that's not just her embellishing stuff. Let's see what we can find out.
Can we get out of the shadow realm now?
No, you must stay in the shadow realm! That's my shitty Marek impression. So I ended up whizzing everywhere is what I just heard, or read. That was what I read.
Of course you would. I guess we'll press things.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
You got shit else to do.
It wasn't exactly instantly or everywhere.
I'm not here to argue semantics with you.
Neither are you here to be overly dramatic for no reason. Please correct this statement.
No.
Bit obstinate, this one.
Why are we in your head now?
you have gained access to me, my head, Obadiah Williams. Forget it, this discrepancy is a non-issue in the larger scheme. Moving on.
Why? Seriously, is it because we're starting to become friends?
We've advanced his social link.
Jesus.
Who's they?
What was your reaction?
No, Phoenix, the question to ask is, who are they?
I did what any sane person would. Screamed my lungs out and ran in circles like a chicken with my head cut off.
Unfortunately, you aren't that chicken with your head cut off.
Who's the sane one here?
Not me.
You weren't paying attention at all, were you? What?
Excuse me, I was too busy trying not to get shot.
Your Honor, she isn't a reliable witness.
What? Her testimony matches up perfectly with your own. There's no need to doubt it.
She isn't even sure who the target was.
Objecting to this does not remove the most important part of her testimony. She still saw the suspect with the gun. If you're going to object to something, have it make a difference in the case. Ignore her antics.
She's the witness. How am I supposed to ignore her?
I'm supposed to do my job. Her statement has been corroborated by other evidence and testimony. Evidence. I will allow it. Please tell us what happened next.
Judge, why are you going along with this?
He has nothing better to do.
What was she do?
Phoenix, please.
She was being shot.
Sort of looking at the staring out the window, looking shocked.
The window?
The wall.
Really?
Why would I do that?
Then Iris was on the balcony with the gun.
So you saw two people? Who was the other?
Oh no, fuck!
Our talk with Meredith yesterday covered this a bit. She saw Iris too. So far, everything's matching up. How was Iris holding the gun?
She was holding it up close to her chest like a baby.
Sounds like it'd be hard to fire that way.
She already managed to do it once, no bug.
Once.
I didn't actually see her shooting. Oh, I didn't actually see her shooting the gun, just holding it. Porter must not have seen much else either. What's your explanation for the lack of fingerprints on the trigger? Why does she look so happy? Also, I thought they took your pepper spray.
Nope. She managed to find another one.
Ah, that's an easy one. She could have saw it with the foot.
That would be toe prints.
Then her leg would be broken.
What?
It makes all the sense.
Your Honor, are we really letting this pass?
Yeah. Well, I do believe she used her foot. Don't. I do believe it, though. Well, I don't believe she used her foot to pull the trigger. The prosecution did mention wiped prints. We must accept the witness's statement, even if her reasoning is flawed. What do you think about her testimony?
I think she's a fucking duck without a head. I don't get the impression she's actually lying, but her version of things seems to be more based on wild fantasies than reality.
I don't think you should object to those parts. No shit. Try finding something that you could actually get new information from.
Exactly. Pointing out she wasn't the target of a massive conspiracy won't win me points here.
We'll prove that she's a fucking crazy bat.
Next.
Fuck?
Next.
Looked up and saw her.
See, this is the one where Phoenix didn't say, like, didn't have a back and forth with everybody.
Last shot, I looked up and saw her.
Look at the evidence. Like, let's see what it says.
Map of the Meredith Faith property.
I
tried to channel Mayan reporter.
No,
We
we're
got
gonna
a V
talk
and a
like
W.
sluts.
We got a V and a W here. I wonder what these mean. Recording bug.
I heard that as BMW. We got a BMW over here.
You got a BMW in your damn house. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, she's rich. Probably has a few with decoration.
And this here's the BMW room. Guest list, which we already know. Raphael Donatello
The fact
did
that
it.
you lied about your name is the reason.
Yes. The bullet hole, which
Bullet hole.
that never went anywhere. Dangerous criminal syndicate. Sniper rifle. Check the gun again. Our hand is frozen in 1 o'clock position. 50 caliber bullet. That's not the bullet that hit Maya. Something fell here.
Something fell here?
Something fell here.
Okay.
That's... wow. Victim was shot in the neck. Bullet was a glancing shot but caused a lot of damage.
A lot
To
of
render her
damage.
comatose. As of yet, not fatal. My testimony. 3 times in total, I saw Iris standing on the balcony after the final one. After the last shot, I looked up and saw her. Oh no.
They corroborate.
Former master to host. Okay, the Magatamas did it.
Let me reread her testimony again. God, I'm tired.
From the beginning. So I shut up and instantly bullets were whizzing everywhere. I knew right away they'd come for me, so I dodged for cover. After the last shot, I looked up and saw her. She was holding the gun. Of course, it was her. I think that was the last one.
Alright, go back. One. It has to be. It has to be that one, because that was the only one where Phoenix didn't have a back and forth with everyone else.
Now it just comes down to what the fuck do we present?
Bikini.
You have to be up to something, Bikini. I know. That smile, that's a fake one.
Looks like a Simpsons version of a South Park character. Alright, let's go through everything one by one.
Map of Manor, a map of the Meredith Faye property. I got that, and then the second floor.
Got a
where the
BMW.
killer was, and then the BMW's over here somewhere. Down here.
Okay,
In this room.
I get it.
We got a recording bug. One of 18 total. Probably more. Guest list.
It's not the guest list, that has nothing to do with this.
I know. Bullet hole. That has something. Family card. Sniper rifle. A large clock. 50 caliber bullet.
From one of the 2 shots fired while we were in the courtyard, both been recovered, not the bullet that hit Maya.
Peppery spray.
Okay,
I just noticed that.
I
There's the Y there.
don't get it.
Also, still something fell here.
I think they're talking about the area around, like, the matted grass, you know?
Yeah.
It's still weird. A weird way of putting that.
Maybe the grass was originally a thing. This was originally grass, but they were like, oh, let's put the peppery spray
Yeah, the
here.
peppery grass. Victim was shot in the neck. Bullet was a glancing shot, but caused enough damage to render her comatose.
Why doesn't it tell us time? Three times in total, I saw Iris standing on the balcony after the final one.
Wait,
Tony's
what?
badge.
Read
What?
that one. Read that one again.
We were shot at 3 times in total. I saw Iris standing on the balcony after the final one.
That's a contradiction.
Is it?
No. Present it anyway.
That's a corroboration. Let's lose some health. Oh, what? Oh, are we supposed to corroborate?
Wait, what?
We're
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to-
she said there was only 2 shots in the freaking...
Oh.
whenever we pressed it.
Oh. I missed that.
Getting this right? You're saying there were only 2 shots? Well, then she should have added that to her testimony.
Judge, you're slipping.
That's what real games do.
What?
That's not how I remember things.
You were deaf, Phoenix.
I'm not sure what it means, if anything. But I know for a fact we were shot at 3 times.
But that's ridiculous. Now you're stupid and delusional?
That's rude.
I may have had trouble hearing at the time, but I didn't miss that shot. How did you?
But I didn't miss that shot. Phoenix, did you shoot someone?
Shut up, stupid. There weren't 3 shots. You're the crazy one.
Then let's prove it. I'll show you there were 3 gunshots.
Well, obviously,
50 cal.
injury report. Let's go with the 50 cal one first.
I'm on the right track. There's one other thing that'll help here. Injury report.
Yep. Injury report. Ah.
Tell me! If there were only 2 shots, how are we even in this situation? Maya was hit by something. 2 bullets were found in the courtyard and another hit her. Explain that! What?
Hank Hill really needs to get out of here.